products because it's at heart. It's a thing of we have to feed our children. So it starts with my children, like charity begins at home, and then I can go out. And when you find many of them, they'll tell you, I've tried this. It tastes good. They're selling what they have tried, what they have tested, and what is working. So for them, agribusiness is not just about making money like any other business. Men are into coffee and cocoa, but most of them are driven by the financial aspect. But for us, more than the financial aspect, we are interested in the life of our families. We're interested in seeing people actually benefit from our businesses.
How far have you reached to the population for the 15 years you have been in existence?
I beg your pardon?
How far have you reached to the communities? Talk about not only in Central. I think you are going to different parts. Although how far?
In this, one of the projects that we're working with that is particularly talking about nutrition, we've targeted West Nile and Teso region because they have the highest malnutrition statistics. So in there, we're working with refugees, we're working with the women, the low-income earners right there, and we are trying to get them to participate in agriculture, grow something, sell something, like just change your community, starting from that community level with whatever little they have. Because like land is a challenge. If you look like at a refugee, they don't have land. But we're now encouraging them, let's find creative ways. Let's talk to the community, hire land, lease land, share, come together as a group, buy a small piece of land so that we can do something to change the communities.
In the same line, do you think the country, as the Ministry of Health or Uganda, has failed to tackle this area? Because every year we see reports rising up, malnutrition being a challenge, and we do not know if the sensitization is still lacking. Is it because what is the problem? And as an organization, your starting point to see that you do away with this thing, for how long period, which period of time do you think it can take to see that the malnutrition in our children is dealt away with totally?
Well, malnutrition has been really a big problem in this nation for so long. And it's not just because we lack the food, so it's even lack of information, of knowledge that this food is nutritious. Because when you look at the nutritious food that we have, we don't get it from far. It's coming from right from our backyards. You're growing buga. It's something that grows very easily. Or you're looking at things like beans. They're nutritious and things like that. But one is that sometimes there's just the lack of knowledge. The ministry is working hard, and Ministry of Education is having children train, and at school they teach us all this stuff. But then sometimes some women get the knowledge and there's just nowhere to start from. You can't plant because you don't have a garden. The garden is for coffee because coffee brings in more money, So you find that a man will be willing to grow coffee and sell coffee, but they don't have food at home. Or maybe the food they have is very limited because in the coffee you can throw in some matoke, so that's all they'll have to eat, but coffee is the priority. But then we are trying to tell them that even as we are making money with coffee, we need to have healthy children. Because when the children are not healthy, they're not going to perform well at school, they're not going to improve, so that the cycle of poverty just continues, and then it stays like the children will remain poor, then they'll have poorer children. And yet, if we prioritize their health, we know that a well-fed child is a good student and is able to think and participate and do activities, and maybe that will give them an opportunity to break out of the poverty cycle that they're already in.
Interesting. And now to Mrs. Joyce, how are the women contributing to this nutrition through the agribusiness? And how many women have you so far reached out to? And because we want always talk about the results, we want to see not only giving them the knowledge and there is no practice to just put into actions. Yes, briefly.
Thank you very much. We know very well that among the population that is employed in agriculture, 70% of them are women. They are either in production or value addition or trade. So a number of women, as Pamela said, they produce not just to produce, they are either producing with an intention of having an impact in children, or having an impact among pregnant mothers, or having an impact in people with chronic diseases.
Yes.
So they are playing a very big role because they are producing with an intention, and especially the women that are working with AWAN, we are intentionally working with them to develop nutritional sensitive models. For example, that we are in this particular project, we are working with 200 women to develop nutritional sensitive models. They are in incubation centers. We are working with Makerere University. We are working with Churad and URI to make sure that they come out with nutritional sensitive models that are very sustainable. They are able to preserve food, but also stay with nutrition, because you know, production or value addition sometimes destroys the nutritional content. So we are working with those 200 women to pilot to make sure that they are able to produce sensitive, nutritional sensitive models. And these women are scattered in Teso region, they are scattered in West Nile, including refugees, and also here in the central, because we are working on both sides, the demand side, but also the supply side.
Yes.
So as we develop nutritional sensitive models, we want to see who is consuming. So we have to also tap into the demand side. That's why we are here to tell also the population that it is important to not just consume porridge, but you need to check on the box of the porridge you're going to consume, what are the nutritional contents that are in this. So I may say that we are reaching 200 women in developing the models, but we are reaching a lot more to be able to consume, to be health conscious, to consume those products. I know that at the end of about 5 years, we will have reached even the different regions in this country. Yes.
But how in terms of financing as an organization, how have you managed that? Because it's one of the challenges that is encountered. How have you managed it as AWAN?
We work with partners, particularly the project that is touching nutrition. We are working with the Global Alliance for Improved Nutrition, GAIN. They supported us with finance to develop those models and also reach the women or even the population to consume that. So we also make sure that we talk to other partners that are able to fund, not financial bit, but they can contribute in kind, like incubation spaces, to help us develop the models without necessarily paying the money. And AWAN is, as being a membership organization, we pay membership that would help to also support in this. The finance on the side of the women, we have an alternative finance. We are working on that with the Shona Capital. It is also funded by the Global Alliance for Improved Nutrition to be able to have inclusivity in finance, because as a main resource in business, finance still remains a challenge for women to develop the models. So we have the revolving fund for women to be able to invest in their businesses. In this particular project, we also have grants. We are giving small grants to those women that are competitive enough to convince us that, what I'm producing works and it's going to change lives. So when they convince us, we give them some small grants to scale the models.
Interesting. Yes. Pamela, what is your view about that? What is your take point on how Ugandan women have contributed nutrition through the agribusiness?
Yeah, like she said, the women are first of all, for many of them, it's an opportunity to break away from their home space, and now it's an opportunity to come out and be somebody, be seen, be heard as a business person, kind of improve their identity. So they are motivated, they are driven, they're excited about what they're doing, because they are very interested in impact. Some of us have been pregnant, almost all of them have been pregnant. So they know that as a pregnant woman, your eating habits change a bit, and yet your nutrition is very, very important. So that is the driving force. They want to help the women. Some of them have developed products out of need. Some of them have had sick mothers, sick fathers, and nutrition becomes very key in treating chronic illnesses. Because if someone has diabetes, for example, then you have to watch what they eat. So most of our women, that has been the driving force. It has come from experience of, I'm nursing a sick mom who needs healthy food, and I can't just get it, then they have to grow it or figure out how to feed the sick person. Also with children, our women come up with very nutritious snacks because as a mother, you're worried, what is my child going to eat at school? I mean, our kids leave home at 8 a.m. and they're at school till 4 p.m. And when they come back, they're tired, then they have dinner and sleep. So you're wondering, what are my kids eating between 8 and 4? So they've come up with creative snacks that are healthy. So our businesses are not just like money-making based. Yes, they are solving problems, they are feeding the nation. We are literally trying to come up with ways of solving a problem in a way that brings us money as well. So they are making money, like I said, they're improving, they've been empowered, they're excited, their identities are way up there, but at the same time they're solving a problem. So and that's why I think that it's a very good place to start with women, because they are driven, they have children, they have been pregnant themselves. The society problems is in their faces every day. Even when you're moving around the streets as a woman and you find somebody hungry, it's something that you can't look away from because you know exactly what's going on. So I think one of the things that AWAN is really doing is now, with all this excitement and motivation, we are trying to now channel it in the right way to make the best out of it. By, like she's saying, incubation, we are taking them into incubation sessions, so that idea that they have and they're excited about can be tested, proved, and then multiplied. And then maybe it can be scaled into other places. Yeah, so the women are a very good place to start.
From the gender specialist perspective on your side, how has this influenced the number of the households and the community through the nutrition, the women in agribusiness?
I feel one of the things that we've seen the most is empowerment, because women look out for fellow women. So a lot of these organizations are recruiting women. And interestingly, even young girls, like from campus. So when you go to an organization, you'll find maybe the person in finance is just from campus, or is an intern from campus. But there's employment. There's employment. So many women are earning a living by just doing this thing. And you realize that when a woman is able to take care of bills, when a woman is able to pay school fees, when a woman is able to make decisions that pertains to her household, then the household is, I don't want to say men are not leading as well, but the household begins to look further ahead. And that's why, as we talk about this gender thing, we're not saying throughout the men, we're saying let's work together, because together, putting our minds together will take the family much further. So these families are able to now access even the basic things, like soap, like improving houses that they are living in, you know, because the income is coming from these things, the things that they are doing. And some of those things, they have had them for a while. Like, you know, some families have been in millets, and they just, you know, grow their millet, sell it locally, and all. But now they're realizing that, oh my God, when you get this millet and you clean it properly and grind it, then you can sell the flour. Then it makes a lot more money than selling the grain. You know. Then they've also come to realize that, oh my God, if we add some nutritious things in the millet and make composite flour, it then makes a lot more money. So we can see that the families are growing in terms of their economies. They're being able to live in better houses. Some of the women, we have brought them from the village to Kampala. It's such, you know, we live in Kampala, we see Kampala the same way everywhere. But if someone comes from Soroti and she comes to Kampala, by the time she goes back, she's a different woman. She doesn't want to go back to her same old life. She's now motivated to get better, and she's excited to bring others with her. So I think this nutrition thing has opened the door for many women to step out. And most importantly is that they're not stepping out into the unknown. They've done this stuff before, but now it's being recognized and they're being paid for it. Exactly. So now it's earning an income.
Great, thank you. Yes, back to you, Joyce. What is your take point concerning the women's involvement in this agribusiness and the influence to the community and the society in this nutrition we're talking about?
I believe women's participation in agribusiness, specifically around the area that we have worked on, I believe that it has improved women's participation in leadership, because where we work, we have tried to organize women into groups. We have, according to the value chains, kind of cooperatives. You know, the traditional cooperatives were coffee, were tea, but now we are saying that we can have cooperatives that are working on oil seed, cooperatives that are in maize, that are able to, so women, we see them now, we have empowered them. They are now participating in leadership. You find a cooperative where there's a chairperson who is a woman, and it has been unheard of before. Cooperatives were male-dominated spaces, but now we can see women participating in those areas. And I see in areas where girls going to school has been so low, we see more girls going to school because their mothers are intentional on making sure they go to school, because at least they have the money in their pocket. They can contribute on the school fees. So more girls are going to school. So tomorrow we are going to have a society where more women are also participating, are employed in they could be green jobs, but white green jobs that where mostly men are participating in. And in this space, there's increase of eating food with intentions, because women and are the ones that lead and take decisions in households on what we can eat. I know that it can reach supper time when the husband is not aware of what is in the bowl. So it's us that are responsible for what happens in the bowl. So you find now homes are consuming nutritious foods, especially where we have had some spaces to talk to the women. They are intentional, not just preparing posho and beans. No, they know now as we prepare posho and beans, we need some greens, and we also need a fruit on the table. It's not just feeding the stomach. I see that being intentional in doing agribusiness, but also integrating nutrition is taking us far as a country. We are going to have development and healthy people in the communities, and healthy children, and also mothers producing children that are healthy. So it's all around. It's going to help us to realize where we need to go as a one, but also as a country.
As a country.
Yes.
The areas that you've reached out to as AWAN, are they the rural areas, urban areas? Because we also have remote areas which are there. And first, give us a brief overview about that.
Yeah, AWAN as an organization, we have membership the whole country. We cut across from the west, east, northern Uganda, and central. And we have at least reached some families in the whole country. But the places where we have reached and we're intentional about nutrition are those places where nutrition is a challenge. In Uganda, we are affected both on the obesity side, but also malnutrition. But what is pronounced so much is the malnutrition, and it affects the rural areas. So we have intentionally worked in rural areas, and it has helped us to now come this side and influence the producers of nutritional sensitive value chains to produce affordable foods that are nutritious. For example, women that are producing, let's say, flours that are nutritious, we are asking them to reach as far as refugee settlements. And also we are empowering the refugee women to produce those very flours so that they are consumed in that space. The one challenge that has been affecting the especially the low-income earners, to access that nutritious food is that it's expensive. So now, according to the research, we have come out with models that will work for them. Make small portions that are affordable, so that as a low-income earner is able to consume, to buy what they can consume. I shouldn't have a big bottle, a big container of peanut butter when I just need a little for my lunch, and that's what I can afford. So we are asking them to pack small portions, to discriminate some packages. Those of us, that me and you, that want sophisticated packages, we know that we are not going to eat them, but we pay expensively for it. So let's have the small, the other, not ugly but affordable packages that will reduce on the price for those women and families that are outside Kampala. And it has worked, and we've been able to reach them. For example, honey, every parent, whether they've gone to school or not, they know that a spoon of honey will help me on the cough, will help my child on the cough. But I cannot afford a whole container of 20,000 of honey. What about if there's a sachet of 1,000 and I just buy a spoon when I need it? So it has worked. We have worked with women. We have developed those models of packing small containers of things like honey, flowers, milk, that is powdered milk in small quantities, so that if I need a cup of tea, I don't need a whole container to have a cup of tea. I only need a spoon, and I can purchase that at 1,000. I consume it when I need it. So I may credit us that we have reached that far. Even here, by the way, not all that doesn't affect only people in rural areas. There are people down in Chisenyi, in spaces here in Kampala, but they cannot afford. They are at the low level of the pyramid. So we have reached them also. We've created agents there that are able to see those to get nutritious foods. And I believe we have reached the whole country, because I'm proud that we have developed and we are completing the nutrition online market space. Where women are going to be marketing their products. They are already there, but we are going to launch it. It's a shop where you will go and buy nutritious foods. Yes.
So I think that the public should be engaging into this. When will the launch be? When will it be?
The launch, we have 2 months to launch that. I think it should be ready end of October or beginning of November. We shall launch it, and it will, I believe it will be this year. I know that we will reach everybody in this country and even beyond. Yes.
Let me take you a little bit back on what you said, reaching out to the rural areas. How have you dealt with the language barrier?
Of course, language barrier remains a challenge for us, because even in refugee settlements, there are languages that are not of Uganda even. Because refugees have Congolese, they have Sudanese, so language is a challenge. But we have dealt with it by training the trainers within the same settlements to take the message to the communities. Yes.
All right, the conversation will be getting back after the quick commercial break. We are still with the 2 special guests, as we are driving women to be part of the nutrition through agribusiness. Is the way to go. Not only earning something in your pocket, but of course to see that your household and also impact the society or the community. My name is Ritah Nandera. Let's come back after.
This is Church of Uganda Family TV. Enriching lives. Regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission. This is Church of Uganda Family TV. Enriching lives. Regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission.
Yes, welcome back from the quick commercial break. Ugandan women driving nutrition through agribusiness. So right about now, we want to talk about what specific agribusiness ventures by women have had the greatest impact on improving nutrition in Uganda. And this goes to Mrs. Joyce, the country director. What is your view about that, briefly?
Thank you very much. We as an organization, we work within different value chains in agribusiness, but specifically we have seen areas where women are so much engaged and it is nutritious, and we have tried to support more that in this particular project.
Yes.
So one of them is poultry. Poultry has we have tried it in the regions of West Nile, in the refugee settlements, and it has had an impact both on consuming nutritious foods, but also earning an income. Knowing that the refugees have small spaces,
yes.
But in those small spaces they can be able to rear the chicken, and it helps them to sell and multiply. Knowing that chicken take a short time to grow and make money, but also you can sell both eggs, yes, and you can sell also chicken. And a case study, there's this lady called Apio Pauline that we met, and she was given 20 chicken.
Okay.
At the end of 7 months, we met back. I met Apio Pauline when she had, out of 20 chicken, she had sold 16 chicken and she had 45 chicken.
Nice.
So she multiplied the chicken, she sold, she ate the eggs, and she had put now aside a garden of tomatoes because she has chicken droppings. I feel that is an impact that is tangible,
yes,
and I feel scaling it up. Poultry is a business that can work, especially on the side of women that have no land.
Yes, yes.
And they are in a place where they are not sure when they will leave, but they are about to leave anytime, like refugees, because you can easily sell off the chicken, you can easily have them in a small space, you can even sell the eggs. So another area that I feel that has been that has created impact is around fruits and vegetables.
Yes, yes.
We have women that are working in the markets. They are selling fruits and vegetables, and they are very perishable. So every time they can't sell the fruits and vegetables, it's a throwaway.
Yes.
Because there's no refrigeration, you will have to throw away. So we came up with a model of drying the fruits and vegetables. So those that they cannot sell, they are drying them, and we have come up with beautiful snacks that are very healthy. That they are doing solar dehydration. So drying them on solar is not destroying the nutrients, but also it is increasing the life shelf, and women are able to continue having an income on the fresh fruits, but also on the dry fruits. And we have created a market for them, for the aggregators of fruits, dry fruits and vegetables. I feel in those two spaces we have done so well. And also around piggery, women are able to rear pigs. Yeah, and again on the oil seed, specifically on the ground nuts.
Okay, yes. Exactly.
That one we have done it in Teso region, and it has worked. And the model that we have used is the aggregation and group farming. So women are grouped in groups of 30, and they are producing together the ground nuts, and one of them is the aggregator. Okay. So they put up a space where everybody produces, and they bring in the one space, and the buyer comes and takes off the G nut. So one of the women recently had 6 million from one sale. It is 6 million is so much money, not for only a village woman, even for me and you. Yes. It's a lot of money. So we have had an impact in that, and or again, the other women that have requested to have value addition in that space. We have created a value addition center in Teso region. They come, do peanut butter, pack, and go. And there's money in their pocket. I feel there's something that has been done in their lives. They can now also take decisions. You know, when you have money, you can also say,
and you have
let us buy a cooker because you have a contribution. Yeah, I have 1 million, it's for 2 million, so we can contribute together. You have a say. Yes.
Nice, thank you so much. Maybe in the same line, what are some inspiring examples of women-led agribusiness that have transformed the local diets or improved the food security?
Yeah, I believe the women businesses that are around grains, soybean, millet, groundnuts, they have improved food security in the villages and even in the country as a whole, and they have also transformed the society in terms of consuming nutritious foods. By the way, millet is a very nutritious food, and it is consumed by few people. They think it's something that should be taken once in a while, but through these marketings, women have actually marketed those flours, the blends of millet, soybean millet, millet and rice. So it has transformed families in terms of consuming nutritious foods. And I think we have a stake on that. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Pamela, what is your view about that? In just 3 minutes.
All right. I'll probably do less than that because she's done most of it. I specifically am very excited about the flour part because millet is a natural product that we have had for so long, but it has been silent. Not like there's no knowledge about it, no information about it, and the women have picked on it. They're like, wait guys, this is very good. It's better than rice that we are eating that is probably imported basmati and all that stuff. So you find that the flours have really made a huge impact because the mothers have figured out that you can have so much nutrients in a cup. Like instead of just having millet, put in mkene, put in soya, put in some little rice. So that has really transformed, especially child nutrition, because now there's a lot of nutritious porridges all over the place. Like everyone is coming up with some kind of nutritious porridge, which is really good, because in the past we had kwashako and marasmas and all. Marasmas? Was it called marasmas?
Yeah, exactly.
I was wondering if I'd said the right word. So kwashako was like an issue, but now it's not there anymore because of these answers we already had, but now we've pulled them out and are like, wait a minute, we have the answers, what are we waiting for? We don't need supplements, we don't need all, because in the Western world the kids are already taking supplements from babyhood, but for us we have millet. When you add some mokene and you add soya, the kid has a complete healthy meal. So in my view, I think the flours have we've made so much progress in terms of the flours. And why I like it so much is that it's already in our culture, it's already what we have, it's already what we were already doing. We've just improved and put it together, and it has so much success. And I personally think it has really improved child nutrition in this country.
Yeah, women in this course, they have tried to scale up or enter markets, but we've seen some kinds of limitations or the challenges that they've encountered. We can start up with you. What are these challenges that they have experienced, and what as AWAN, what have you done to see that you help them?
I think one challenge, of course, is finances. We've seen that women don't have land, they have access, but they don't have ownership, they cannot make decisions and all that stuff. So when they have a small piece of land, it's very hard to do so much with it. One of the solutions we've given them is putting them in groups so they can work together, and it has helped some of them come out. I may not have land, but you have land, so we can work together and do something with the land. The other thing is that finances, many of them are unable to access credits because they will ask you for a land title, which you don't have, and then other things that are required for finance. So what we have done is that we've partnered with other people like Shona, and even the banks, where we're telling them, look, this lady may not have land, but guess what? She's able to sell. She's done so much so far. And then you're able to work with them and help them implement small, little by little, with limited interest. And the finance thing is picking up, because the women are able to get some little money, pay, get some more and pay, and it's working. The other thing that women struggle with is mechanization. Many of them cannot afford machines and all that. So some of them are now working from incubation centers where they can use those facilities. Then also as AWAN, we've set up that facility in Soroti. It's still growing, but it's already working, where women can come in and access our machines. They can grind their stuff, they can package. They will probably be drying, like there'll be some facility things that they will do in that place that helps them with that. And then also other women who have also learned that you can actually outsource the mechanization. You don't have to have the machine, right? I can do my millets and I can go to a bigger company and they can process my millet for me. Then I can go pack it and take it on the market. Then the other thing that the women struggle with is packaging. Packaging in Uganda is very expensive for these women. So you find that many of them have very terrible packaging and things like that. But when we take them into the incubation centers and they are trained, and even just when we put them together as women to talk and discuss what are your challenges, there are those who have already found solutions around them. Then they'll say, no, that it's not as hard as you think. This is what I found out, and then they're learning from each other. So just the fact that you've seen someone do it, the women have the courage to step up and do it. And I think that's one of the things I'm so grateful for AWAN, for just bringing that platform where women see fellow women coming up, because there are those, like she said, who are already at export level. They're doing so well. So we're using them as mentors for the other women who are still, you know, below the pyramid, and showing them that, hey, it's possible. It's possible. But also just having someone who will ask you, what have you done today? How are you improving your product? You can't keep producing the same thing like this. Now you have to add this and that. So the mentorship is also helping.
Great.
Yes.
Mrs. Joyce, yes, your take point on the challenges women encounter who are trying to enter markets or scaling up when it comes to the agribusiness nutrition.
Market access is a challenge for all the businesses, both agribusiness and these other businesses. And again, it still remains the main incentive for production. It's funny. And there are many barriers that affect women to access the market. And most of them, Pamela has said them, but we have one, digitalization. After COVID, now Ugandans are appreciating buying something online. Before, even me personally looking online and I purchased something to reach me, it was a challenge before, but now I can also buy online. And women still have a challenge to understand the digitalization thing, the e-commerce, the marketing online. So it's still a big challenge, especially for those who are producing, the producers in an upcountry. But we are trying to do that. We are trying to work with the businesses that are in agri-tech, businesses that are in technology. We have worked with Jumia also. They have supported some women. Some of our women's products are already on Jumia. We have worked with Uganda Investment Authority. Some women have been onboarded on their platform. But there's still a lot more to do, because few women qualify for that, because you need to be certified. The other challenge that affects market access for women is the certification. Me and you, to trust that flour that you find on the market there, you need to see a Q mark from UNBS. And it is a process that is not affordable for many businesses, both men and women, but it affects more women. So certification is still affecting our women, though we are trying to work with UNBS to make sure the process is good but simplified for the women. And also transportation is a big issue. Recently, I was in West Nile. That road is so horrible, from from Nebi to Arua, then from Arua to Zombo, from Nebi to Zombo. They are so horrible. So it's the road network. I feel in places where we are working, the network of the roads is hard. Then inside the refugee settlements, I feel that the transportation is still a challenge. There are no enough trucks. The means of transport are not good, and yet that's where production works. Women are smallholder farmers, so they produce little. So the issue of volumes affects market access. But there we are almost there, because we have put them together in groups. They are producing together. We have put up aggregation centers, so we can easily say, please come and buy. We have 50 bags of soybean. So producing in small quantities. She touched financial inclusion, and I see financial inclusion works hand in hand with land ownership. There's no one that will give you 100 million when you don't have a title. And yet women have potential to do businesses that can need an investment of 100 million. And the cultural norms are not about to change. The land is not about to increase. So so we still have that challenge,
the land issue, yes,
on that access to finance and access to land. I'm going to give you an example if you have time. We were distributing agro inputs in Teso region, in Kaperebyong, Katakwi, and Amuria. And we had 4 value chains. We had soybean, pumpkins, Hass avocado, and groundnuts. And the buyers came on and gave the math, how much we are earning from avocado, how much we are earning from pumpkin. And it was very clear that Hass avocado sells more and we can make more money. But guess what? When we were distributing the inputs, all women picked pumpkins, soybean, and groundnuts. And a few men that we work with willingly picked Hass avocado. And the reason was, I cannot plant Hass avocado on the land that I'm not sure whether I will own tomorrow.
Can you imagine?
So I better pick pumpkins that will be there for 3 months. At least I can predict that I'm here for the next 3 months. But I cannot predict that I will own this avocado for 5 years. So land is affecting the decision making in what to produce, which eventually affects the market.
So sad.
And I will not stop talk about packaging. Most of those simple packages are imported from China. So where have our investors gone? Can someone invest in a packaging machine where we can easily go and buy the packages? Because we don't eat packages, but you find I'm packing something, I'm selling 2,000 shillings in a package of 1,300, and I'm giving it to someone who will not eat the package. So I think packaging is still a very big challenge from not only Uganda, but East Africa. Yes, as a whole.
You mentioned about the cultural barriers. How are these a limit to the women?
Wow. When you talk about cultural barriers, the very first one, of course, is land. Because you know that when it comes to resources, women are really at the bottom of the pyramid. They can access it, but they cannot, they can access it, but they're not controlling it. They do not have management. They do not even share in the benefits of the land. So you find that the man who has the land will let you plant, but then he'll be the one to carry the proceeds to the market. So you find that in some societies, there's still that issue of land, of women don't own land, so it's owned by the man, and like she said, it will determine what the women do with the land. That's another thing. The other thing is also inadequate access to finances. It looks like it's different, but it's still connected to our cultural, to the cultural limitations, because you find that in Uganda, even up to now, there are certain things certain women will not be doing. you know. So you find that if we're in the village and we are growing our crops, a guy will tie his things on a border or on a motorcycle or on a bicycle and take it to the market. But the woman can't ride a bicycle because in some societies you're not even allowed to ride a bicycle. So you find that that even when I'm trying to access finances as a woman, many women are not even allowed to speak out.
Yes.
You know that me and you are educated women, but you know there are some meetings you go to with men and they don't even want you to speak out because you are a woman. So you find that, Bambi, we are not even allowed to speak out. So many women are shy. Then, you know, a man will walk into a bank and say, I want a loan of this amount, and he doesn't even have security, but they say, I'll work on it and things. But a woman, the moment they look at that list and they see one thing that they don't have, even if they have 90%, they don't have the courage to talk because they've been shut down for so long, so they can't speak out. So that's another cultural thing that affects us. The other thing is that women, when it comes to education, yes, most of us have basic education. I'll get my degree and then I'll settle. I'll settle and I'll be like, I have my degree. But we all know that our degrees just is like a foundation. From there is when we specialize into now important things. Because if I have a degree in social sciences, so what? You know? But then right there I can now specialize in maybe women education or something that is more practical. But most women have the basics and then they have nothing to do with their education. So now you find a woman, she's in the village, she's like, yeah, I went to school, I actually have a degree in arts, in Bachelor of Arts, but there's nothing she's doing with her degree, you know, while men are aggressive, they're able to go. But also we have, of course, biological roles. I mean, when I get pregnant and I have a child, then there's some opportunities that are going to pass me by because I'm failing to juggle motherhood and this. And you find that some of those opportunities are not even mother friendly. You find that I have to move into the villages, probably doing some work, but I have a little child, you know. Recently I was in the West and I was looking at women in coffee, and I was telling them, so what are your challenges as women in coffee? And one of the things they're telling me is, look, I have a baby, right? I have to get my coffee to the cooperative place. By the time I bring the baby, she's hungry, I need to breastfeed, I haven't eaten, dehydration, there's no milk. So you just give it to the man or someone else to do it. So still some of our roles at home are also standing in our way of making progress. And then also decision making. She talks about having finances. But some women, even with their finances, they're not able to make decisions. We don't have the authority to make decisions in our marriages. And some women who have just decided, you know what, to hell with this men stuff, I will make a decision. Then the man will say, you have a big head. They leave you. And then society shuns you, that you see that woman, she can't keep her marriage, you know, because she decided to put her foot down. So many women shun those things and they're like, no, I will not be the laughing stock. You know, I will, you know, keep whatever and just stay. And then also, the other thing I have noticed is that there's lack of recognition for what we do. I feel that the things men do are overhyped. I know. IT, what? But we're not going to eat IT. No. At some point, we have to eat food. And yet,
actually, everybody is supposed to eat food.
Yes. But then no one thinks about the women's food and what. It's like, please.
Under the carpet.
Yeah. You know what? It's like they don't even want to acknowledge the fact that they eat after they've done their IT or whatever it is that they're doing. So I think that a lot of what the women do is not recognized out there. It's not celebrated. Even just agriculture. I mean, I've met women who are doing agribusiness now and they'll tell you, there's a lady I met recently who told me, man, I left the bank and went into agriculture. And she said, people don't see you there. That would have been best said in Uganda. I'm doing direct translation. Or people don't see you there. And she said, even when you call, even when you call to ask for something, these are people used to interact with, your colleagues. But now they're like, no, I'm busy. I have a meeting. I'm busy. I'll call you later. And you're like, wow. Because you've stepped down out of the flashy environment, you've gone to do something that is productive, that is actually changing lives, but it's not celebrated. It's not celebrated. Some of those are the challenges that we're still facing as women in this nation.
Thank you so much. I think that is, of course, Mrs. Pamela. She has said it all, and thank you so much, Mrs. Joyce. We have had a beautiful conversation, and I know this is going to impact more women out there, not to settle for less, but to know they can contribute 90% to the societies, communities, of course, and to the nation. And let us fight malnutrition in our households and our children. Let them have a good, healthy life. And with women, get to know that you can be able to do something, not only to participate in one thing, but take thought and come to these ladies, and they'll help you to be part of this beautiful initiative they are doing to the whole country. Allow me to wish you a blessed Thursday. My name is Ritah Nandera. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.